Are you looking ahead to 2024, ready to make a shift? Do you look at your current state and want to make it a positive experience? My name is Henry. Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we come together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build that positive mindset. I'm so thankful to have each and every one of you here today because in this episode, we're going to talk about exactly that, making the positive shift and manifesting the life that you desire. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So pick a word. It could be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And as you're breathing in, you're going to say this word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take that deep breath in. And out. We're going to take another deep breath. This one's about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can only receive the message that we need to hear, but also experience the life that we desire. So just as we did before, we're going to pick a word, but this time we're going to pick it together. Since we're going to manifest, we're going to choose the word manifest. And as you breathe in, say manifest over and over and over again in your mind. Charge it up. Imagine seeing the words, and each time you say it in your mind, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And as you hold your breath, I'm going to speak some powerful I am statements about manifestation. Allow those to come into you. As you hear them, say them in your mind. Build yourself up with it. See the scene of it happening. See yourself as those I am statements. And when you exhale, anything that doesn't resonate with that, allow it to leave you, and then we'll dive into today's episode. So remember, the word is manifest. So go ahead and take that deep breath in. I am a powerful creator. I can manifest anything that I desire. Everything happens for me. I am in control. I am the manifester. And exhale. All right, well, I'm excited for this message because this is important, it's powerful, and it's timely. So many of us start thinking about the new year. What are we going to do? New year, new me. What experience am I going to create? What version of myself do I want to be? What do I want to receive? What do I want to leave behind? These are all things that we think about going into the new year. Now, although it's never a bad time to create the future that you desire, now is the time to do it because there's so much energy within it. So many people are looking to make a change. If you can operate in the same level as those folks, you will be able to combine in their frequency. So if you want to manifest something, you have to understand what you are. Once you understand what you are, you then use yourself, your power, to create the future that you desire. So by manifesting, that's like making something appear, making something come as if it's from nowhere into your life. Well, this earth, this life that we're living, this earth school, there are delays, there are buffers, but ultimately you have the power to add something in it that wasn't there before. And you have to understand what you are. You are the observer and creator of your experience. As you observe, you will create more of that. You cannot create differently than you're observing. If you're observing the pain, the hurt in the world, then you will create more opportunities for that to be your experience. If you start observing the good in the world, the love, the joy, finding it in the smallest of silver linings, then your future will present more of those silver linings, more of that good. It doesn't mean the world is better. It doesn't mean that all negative things are gone. It just increases what you experience, what you feel in your life. That's how we make 2024 great. You see, it's not about the things that we'll do. It's about the version of ourselves that will be as we get there. The number one thing you observe and the most controllable thing within you are the thoughts in your head. You are observing that radio station that plays again and again, either bringing you down keeping you from doing things, or leading you to that future. Those words that come into your mind, even though they may feel subconscious, it may feel like you have no control, can be overridden. You can override the words by force, by the power within you, because you see, you're not the words, you're the observer of them. So what if this was the perspective? See, we think we're saying something in our head, right? We think we're saying, I'm the best, I can do this, I can manifest anything, or I can't do this, I'm a failure, everything I try doesn't work, nobody likes me, I'm a burden, like whatever thoughts in your mind, we think that they're in there, but what if they're not? What if we are perceiving everything at once? What if you are more than just you? You are this powerful energy, this being that's perceiving an experience. And so when you perceive a word, you might think you're perceiving it in your mind, but that's just a filter. That may not be where it actually is. What if the words could only be on the frequency that they operate? What if the words are all on different frequencies? And so when you're actually observing a different word, a different sentence, a different phrase, you're actually observing a different frequency. When you observe that different frequency, remember, you create. You're going to create more observation, more opportunity for you to see that frequency. As you see, you will receive. Your perception is your reception. The filter into the world is also the filter out of it. That's why it's so important to control the thoughts, the words that we're saying that are in our mind. But they're not necessarily, they're just what we're observing. So if you want to manifest something, you need to start observing it in your mind. You need to start observing it with your power, seeing yourself in it, seeing yourself building it, seeing yourself enjoying it, seeing yourself being around it, seeing it as a real thing. As you continue to do that, you will start to create it. It's just as when you're driving down the road, they teach you don't stare at the tree. If you stare at the tree, you will drift into it. As you point your focus, you will go. You are the controller of this observation power. It is not just happening completely subconsciously. It may feel that way because you haven't taken the wheel. But as soon as you do, you realize you have the power to look at anything that you desire, and that all you need is a silver lining to experience good in the world. You don't need 10 things to be good. You just need one thing to be good. That one thing you can focus on. It doesn't mean you ignore the rest. It's just that becomes your perception, that highest one. You bring it within you. You expand it. That's how this works. This is how you create the most amazing experience you could ever imagine, by taking control of your observation power. You have it. It doesn't matter what someone else is doing to you. It doesn't matter the other situations. You are what you are. If something happens and it causes you to act differently than you want to be, you are the different thing that you act. If you weren't, then you couldn't act that way. If you are true love, the purest form of love, you cannot be something different, even when it's justified. You cannot be pure love and then have hate towards anybody, even if they're evil, even if they do harm to you. If you have hate or if you have any kind of resentment to them, that is what you are. I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying this is easy. In fact, it can be very difficult. There are people that do mean things, bad things, hurtful things, traumatic things, and it may affect you. But it doesn't change the truth of energy, of frequency. Two frequencies cannot exist together. They're frequency. They're operating at a certain level. You either are that level or you're not. You either are forgiveness or you're not. You either are love or you're not. You're either controlling your observation power or you're not. If you want to change your life, if you want to create the most amazing experience, take back your power. Use it. You are already doing it. You are already creating. You're not going to stop creating. You are already observing. You're not going to stop observing. Just take control of that. And if you want to put it into 2024, that's where you put it. If you want to put it into tomorrow, put it tomorrow. Whatever it is, do it, stay committed, rise up. This is your calling. You have probably never heard a message exactly like this one. You may have heard this idea, you may have heard this, presented in different ways, but it's never been this way. So why wouldn't this be the one time where you finally did it? You said, you know what? I'm going to take control for all of 2024. No matter what happens, I'm going to continually practice controlling my observation power. I'm going to continue to give value in what it is that I'm observing. And I'm going to choose the high frequency, whether it's the words in my mind, the actions that you take. You observe the actions that you do. The way that you move, the way that you speak, you observe it all. Make it all in alignment with what you desire and see what happens with your life. you will rise up. You will empower yourself, and you'll become the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. We're going to do another breath right at the end of this. We're going to really charge up that manifest power. So stay through the end of this. So that way you can do that together. That way you can not only end this message in the right frame of mind, but go into the world, into that frequency. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok all down below. I appreciate all the follows there. Thank you so much for listening. I could never thank you enough for being a part of this, but let's go ahead and dive into this deep breath. And as you breathe in, allow it to become a part of you. Allow the message to go away. You're going to say manifest again and again and again. Charge yourself up as you breathe in. Close your eyes. Imagine that word just blowing up like a balloon each time you say it. Manifest, manifest, manifest. Allow it to grow. And as you hold your breath, I'm going to speak in the I am terms of manifest. Hear them in your mind. Say them with me if you can. And when you exhale, allow everything to relax. Allow the things that don't serve you, that don't align, to leave you. And when you're ready, open your eyes and move forward into your day. So remember, the word is manifest. Deep breath in. I am a powerful creator. I can manifest anything that I desire. I'm in control. I have purpose and I have power. I am a manifester. And go ahead and exhale.